Hey, what's happening, Nation? It's Son Joku. Wanted to come out tonight. Got my brother on the show. We're going to seriously take a deep dive into this Saints game and start breaking everything down. Get his perspective on it. Just kind of get the feeling of what the Saints fans are thinking out there. Mike, welcome to the show, man. I'm really glad you can make it out with us tonight.
And it's good to be back. I wanted to say that ever since joining your show a couple of times, I got a soft spot for the Raiders. So they're my AFC team. I kind of adopted them as my second team, so I'm glad to be back.
Well, I appreciate you being back. Nation, you know how we do it. We're not going to waste too much time. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into this. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. It really does help me out. But I guess the first thing I wanted to ask you about is just your injury report coming down. I saw that Davenport was on there. What are your thoughts on him? Do you think he's going to be able to go out there and play for you guys this week? Because that's kind of a big loss if he doesn't.
Well, he didn't play last week, and I've been watching your last couple of shows, and I heard y'all kind of getting on Trent Brown. Honestly, Marcus Davenport is the Saints version he's our Trent Brown. So, I mean, he's very talented. He can make a real difference when he's in the game, but he has a bunch of little ticky-tack injuries and stuff that you maybe think you should be playing through, and he seems to always be on the sideline or in the training room. So, Sean Payton has come out and said the best ability for any one of our players is availability. So he kind of said that with Marcus Davenport as the main topic. So I think that they might even be questioning, some of the moves that they made to try to secure Marcus Davenport, because they're getting frustrated with him. And I'd be surprised if he plays this week, but if he does, hey, he's just like y'all's guy. So I mean, if he's playing, it's a bonus. But the Saints have some pretty good depth there too, so I think they'll be all right either way. But I don't expect Davenport to play.
If he does not play, will Cam Jordan stay on the right-hand side against our right tackle, or will he move over to the left-hand side?
The Saints kind of mix and match a little bit all along the defensive front. So Jordan primarily plays over the offensive right tackle. So if you have a backup over there, I mean, they're going to exploit that matchup. Even if your guy was 100% healthy, I would still give the edge to Cam Jordan in that matchup. But
even Cam versus Trent Brown? I think Trent Brown could handle Cam.
Yeah, it's amazing how Cam Jordan is still underrated at this point in his career after everything he's done. I'm not saying that your guy is like less than, but Cam Jordan is among the elite defensive ends in the NFL. Just, the stats don't lie. He's an Iron Man. He's played like every single game of his career. He's never missed a game, if I'm correct. And he's a beast. So, but to answer your question, they'll move Cam Jordan from, he'll primarily play over that right tackle, but he will move around a little bit. He'll move to the other end, and he'll also slide inside on different sets and try to just create different problems for your offensive line.
The next one was Michael Thomas. Everybody said he wasn't going to play. It seemed like he wasn't going to play. He came out the other day, ended up saying that he had a really good day of practice and he felt great. Is he going to end up being able to go out there and play? Because that's a big, big difference maker right there. And I really don't. I'd rather not see him play, but at the same time, I want to play him at full strength, or I want to play you guys at full strength, just so there are no excuses after me and you are talking about it after this game's over. So what do you think about Thomas? Will he end up playing in this thing?
Truth be told, I would be surprised if Michael Thomas suits up. But I think that there's a possibility that he does, that he talks the Saints coaching staff into allowing him to suit up and shows them enough that he can help them. But if he does suit up, I think it's going to be more as a decoy and kind of just a presence on the field to draw some coverage his way. Because if Michael Thomas suits up and he's on the field, any defense has to pay him some respect and address him. So if he does play, which I think is a long shot, I think it'll be primarily as a decoy. From a Saints fan perspective, I kind of hope he doesn't play. I think that we have enough still available to take care of business this week.
Well, if he doesn't play, that will make Emmanuel Sanders your number one out there, which will put him across from Mullen. My biggest concern in this game was Drew Brees trying to target Damon Arnett and just trying to exploit the rookie out there in his second game. Who will who will be that number 2 if Thomas does not play that will be going head to head against Arnett out there?
They'll find a way. If Arnett is the weak link.
I'm not going to say he's weak. He's just the new link. The new.
Look, that's a scrappy player. I was kind of shocked when they picked him where they did, and then I did more research, and the ability's there. He's a tough guy. He's a big guy. He can move around really well. He's just raw. So if he is the guy that the Saints choose to kind of target and pick on, it's not going to be one player that they end up sticking on trying to find or match up with Arnett. It's going to be a variety of different guys. The Saints are an offense that's based on a variety of different personnel packages that confuse a defense and show them looks that maybe they didn't see before in film. And I know you touched on that in a couple of the other shows about the Taysom Hill factor, and he's a big part of that as well. So it won't necessarily be one guy that's like, okay, well, we're going to have like Carolina, for instance, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. You're going to get Curtis Samuel on one end. You're going to get their tight end over here. You're going to get what's his name? DJ
Moore and Alexander, or DJ Moore and
other end, or Robbie Anderson. You're getting their weapons. You're seeing their weapons that they have available to them on just about every snap of their offense. That is completely different for the Saints. The Saints are going to throw out different personnel groupings with different guys or the same guys lined up in different positions a ton of times, and it's going to confuse. That's what it's designed for, to confuse defenses and make them find an unfavorable matchup that the Saints will then exploit. So, answer your question, hey, if Arnett is the guy that they target, it's not going to be one Saints weapon that's going to constantly or consistently even be matched up on Arnett. They're going to keep rotating it.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game not to have Kwiatkowski out there calling some shots. Let me jump into some of these comments real quick. Numbers, what's going on, dude? Rob, what's happening, man? Larry, hope you're having a good night. Juan, what's going on, dude? Hello from San Diego. Oh, what's up, man? Larry Fleming, I did some research. I learned that John Gruden and Sean Payton are 3-3 against each other since their head coaching debuts. It's a pretty big stat right there, but I'm thinking Gruden takes the edge because we're going to be opening up our stadium out there. We're going to have a ton of hype behind us. I know there's no true home field advantage, but there's a lot riding on this game, especially for the city of Vegas, the team itself. It's a big statement game for the Raiders out there. A big statement game. So who do you think is going to end up holding that record by the time this is over? You think Sean Payton's going to end up being 4-3 or Gruden's going to be 4-3?
Come on, anything can happen, the old any given Sunday adage, but hey, I said it at the beginning of when I joined the show here. I've adopted the Raiders as my second team, but come on, guys, take a look at it. The Saints are just a better team, and it's not going to hurt you guys that bad to take your lumps this Monday night, and learn from it. You can get better sometimes by seeing what a really good team looks like and executes like.
Oh, that's trash.
Or that's going to make a lot of people mad, excuse my language, but that's kind of the way it is. Come on, if you guys hang and it's a close game right up until the very end, and whether you win or lose, that's a huge victory. That's a full caliber team.
I did say that if we do end up keeping this game close and we end up losing on like a field goal late, I would not be pissed that we did lose this game, because that is us hanging with one of the better teams in the NFL right now. So that is a fact. But we played damn good on Monday nights, and I still believe we're going to have a ton of hype behind us. I'm still seeing Carr making the final drive of this game to put this thing away. Let's jump into this next one here. Dude, Carl Joseph is making plays for Cleveland. Meanwhile, Randall isn't even on our team anymore. So annoying. Carl Joseph, I wanted to see him and Abram play together. I wanted to see them side by side out there. I was pissed that we made that move, or not even that we made that move, just that we let him leave in free agency. I would have loved to have kept him around, especially looking back, like you're saying, and not even having Randall on this team anymore. I don't know. You got any thoughts on Carl Joseph?
I mean, that's hard to say. It's hard to judge a guy like that. It sucks that you guys got Randall, and to this day, I don't understand why you went out and got Randall, who I thought was a really good young player that still had upside. And then, that must have been something behind the scenes that a lot of fans weren't privy to. But if you keep looking back at guys that got away, I mean, that's a recipe for heartache. So focus on the guys you have. I mean, there's some good young talent on the Raiders, man, and if that Raider talent develops, I mean, there's a lot of pieces in place right here. Y'all are just young and raw still, and you haven't had this nice off season or full off season or anything close to a normal off season to really come together and gel as a team and really see what you got. So I see the pieces are in place. Maybe you need a safety, maybe you need a tackle or tackle depth, but the Raiders are a good young team.
Here. Gruden better stretch the field, but he won't. He's proven it at this point. I hope he gets the tiebreaker. I hope he gets the tiebreaker too. We have seen that Gruden, he will not stretch the field consistently down there. I think it falls more on him, not Carr, being out there and making these, because Carr is making some audibles, but he's not making audibles that are making him stretch the field. He's making audibles that are keeping it safe out there. Do you think stretching the field is going to be a major part in being able to open up this defense and getting Josh Jacobs to be able to spring out there for 100? Or do you think we're going to kind of just keep rolling with this conservative offense and just try to beat you guys by keeping you off the field and getting these long extended drives out there?
Well, the thing is this, that the Raiders offense, their plan A on offense every week is going to be Josh Jacobs. So I would stick with that and see if that works. So the Saints also know that, and they're a very good run defense. And I'm going to go ahead on record right here, say right now, Jacobs is elite. He's among the elite backs in the NFL. I watched every snap that he took, every touch he had versus Carolina, and everything that I thought about him was true. He's got great vision, great burst. He's got power. He's got speed. He can catch. I mean, he is a complete running back. So he is plan A for the Raiders offense. If he gets off and the Saints know that he's going to be the priority and he can still have success, then that's what the Raiders are going to do. So they won't need to open things up. Yeah, you want to take a couple of shots down the field just to keep the defense honest off play action, or if you see something develop or a matchup you really like. But the Raiders' best bet to stay in this game or to win this game is going to be getting Josh Jacobs consistent success and reliable success to stay ahead of the chains, keep yourself in third and short type situations where Carr can either hand it off or throw that short pass to Waller or a little slant pass to one of your young wide receivers. And that's going to be the best recipe for success versus the Saints on Monday night.
Let me ask you this, because I have talked about this a pretty good bit, and I want to get your opinion on it, because a lot of people are saying that he's no longer the player that he used to be. I'm really not buying into it. Drew Brees did not have the best week one out there. They're talking about how this is just what people are saying. This is not what I'm saying, because I still think Drew Brees has an incredible deep ball out there. But they're saying that he can't go deep anymore. He really doesn't scramble. If you can get the pressure out there, you can really get to him and kind of get him off his mark, and it'll be a long day for him. I mean, he only had, 160 yards in week one. Do you think that was just kind of a fluke and his accuracy was way off? Or do you think he's going to come out there gunning? Or do you think this is kind of the new Drew Brees that's going to be hidden behind just a great defense out there?
Well, I don't know. Father Time is undefeated. So eventually it's going to come a calling for Drew Brees. But, he's had games like this the last couple of years here and there where he's had, under 200 yards passing, maybe a couple of touchdowns. The thing that was kind of concerning about this past week was his completion percentage, which is usually up above that 60% mark that he had last week. But still, you're talking hey, he was completing 60% of his passes. That's not a bad mark for most guys, but when you're looking at Drew Brees, it's like that's a little bit of a red flag. So, Brees came out after the game last week, which was a victory, and said that he was really disappointed with how he played, and that was as bad as he can remember playing in a game for quite a while. Sean Payton also came out and said that that was as bad a game as he's ever called in quite a while, and he was putting his offense in bad situations. So for a quarterback of his caliber and a head coach like that, that's known as an offensive guy, to come out and voice their displeasure or their disappointment in their performance after putting up, over 30 points of offense on a pretty good defense in Tampa Bay, that really speaks to the level of excellence that these guys expect from themselves. Now, if you look back at Drew Brees' record on Monday Night Football and how he's done since he joined the Saints on Monday night primetime games, I think you're going to learn something that's going to be not real reassuring as a Raiders fan, because Brees has completely tore it up on Monday nights. And coming off a game where he's disappointed in himself, no Michael Thomas, maybe in the equation or not, I think you can expect to see some vintage Drew Brees on Monday night. He's going to carve up that defense, and you're going to get his best. That's not to say you can't stop it or things aren't going to go your way, but Brees is not done. Brees is not done.
Oh, and the only reason I ask is, he did have that one. He had that 45-yard pass to Jared Cook going down the sideline, but that was a completely blown coverage. And if that wouldn't have happened, he would have been at like 120 yards for that game, which is just crazy for Drew Brees. I could see him being pissed off and coming out and really trying to shoot at us this game. So I don't know. That's really going to be what I want to see, is just Drew Brees trying to work this secondary. I want to see if we can start blitzing Josh Jacobs this game, because I think Josh Jacobs is going to be a major factor in this. As far as our defense is concerned, where do you see Littleton's coverage being, especially since we won't have Kwiatkowski out there? It's going to end up probably starting the game. It's going to be Morrow sitting in the middle of that defense for us, which kind of scares the crap out of me. We'll have McMillan behind them, but we'll mainly be sitting in nickel packages out there. But if we're in that nickel package, do you see Kwiatkowski gearing more towards Kamara? Do you think he's going to go more towards Cook, or just kind of float in between?
Well, if we're talking about Littleton, I don't know. It sounds like Kwiatkowski might not be playing in this game.
He's not.
Littleton, he's been playing with the Rams and whatnot. Littleton has been kind of a thorn in the side of the Saints. He's done a really good job marking Alvin Kamara out of the backfield, and his coverage skills have really matched up well with a lot of the concepts that the Saints are trying to run. So, that's an advantage, really, when you look at it under that lens for the Raiders. But what the Saints are going to try to do is figure out, okay, well, if Littleton is still performing at a high level against our schemes and stuff, then who isn't? Oh. So if Littleton follows Kamara, and then you got Jared Cook going up the seam, Jared Cook's going to get the look. If you got Littleton following Cook, then it's going to be Kamara. If you got Taysom Hill on the field, wherever he's lining up, which could be one of 4 or 5 different positions, and he's not respected, then they're going to go to Taysom Hill. So it's just a multitude of weapons, and really death by 1,000 cuts when you're facing a Saints offense like this. And I'm not sure that the Saints or that the Raiders have enough depth and enough people and enough pieces at this point on defense to handle everything that's going to be thrown their way.
I'm just hoping we have the speed to be able to keep up with that team, to where we're at least matching them. I want to see us get in the nickel, but still playing more man and just trying to shut down the outside guys and forcing everything over the middle. So that way Abram and Littleton can go out there and feed, and hopefully Harris can step up and get to where he needs to be playing out there. 805, what's happening, dude? I'm glad you could make it out. Juan, the defense looks like the same playoff team as 2006, where the offense carries the team. I'll give you that. Let me see. This team is going to be real strong after the bye week. Please tell me I'm wrong. If they don't perform better after the bye, dude, we'll definitely be better after the bye. This first opening stretch, much like last season, it's the hardest part of our whole damn season is our opening schedule. If we can come out of this 3-2, I'll be so happy about that. We have some real good kids on this team. We do. Excellent. But, like, they're young. They're young, and they're going to end up, especially a guy like Breeze. This is, like, my biggest concern is that Breeze is going to be able to look Abram off on certain routes and then be able to stretch the field. But, I mean, I could definitely see that happening out there. I just don't know if we're going to be able to bring, like, these blitz packages. It looks like Ruiz is going to end up playing for you guys, which was pretty big. I was really hoping one of your guards were going to be out because your interior offensive line is, I mean, it's not weak, but it's definitely the weaker part of your offense. And with Hankins out there and Malik Collins and Hurst out there, I really thought we could get some pretty good pressure, especially if we were bringing in somebody from the second or third level to help blitz. Do you think we'll be able to get that interior pressure to get Breeze off his mark out there and just kind of getting some fast feet out there?
Well, that's going to be a key because interior pressure right up in his face has been kind of a chink in Drew Brees' armor through the course of his career, and especially over the last couple of years. Now, Tampa Bay was able to generate some pressure up the middle by kind of running some stunts and getting Levante David coming up the middle, or Devin White, kind of using their defensive front to move around and confuse some of the interior offensive linemen, like you mentioned. You know, I got high hopes for Ruiz, but he's a rookie and he's never played an NFL game yet, so I'm not sure what really we can expect from him. But what I do know is that regardless of how Raiders Nation perceives the weaknesses on the Saints offensive line, the weaknesses on the offensive line for the Saints are still better or equal to the strengths that you faced last week on a very suspect Carolina offensive line. The Saints are better at every single position across the offensive line than the Carolina Panthers, and in some cases it's like twice as good.
I really think our defensive line is going to be pissed this game, and I'm really hoping that's a major difference maker for us in this game because they did not play very well. They're all upset about it. They've all came out and spoke, so I'm really hoping we can get some kind of good pass rush going this game. Real time, what's up, dude? I enjoyed your video earlier, man. You put out a good one. Much love to the nation. What's up, y'all? It's been a long day of stiff arming these haters. You know how that goes every time. They think this is going to be an easy, and we're just going to roll over. I can't wait for Jacobs to run over that face on Monday night. I'm telling you, dude, I really think Jacobs could go out there, and I think he's going to be the difference maker in this game. But I think if we can get him going, it's going to. I'm pulling on Foster Moreau and Brian Edwards, like, to step up, and even Jalen Richard to step up because he played pretty damn good the last time we played you guys. And it's going to be the players that we're not expecting to step up. So, I don't know. How do you see that?
I think, hoping that Edwards is going to break the game is borderline ridiculous. Yeah, he's a talented rookie receiver, but he's going up against savvy veteran, top-notch cornerback if he's playing on the outside. I mean, the Saints secondary is among the very best. I'd say it's a top 3, maybe top 2, maybe the best overall secondary from top to bottom in the entire NFL. I mean, I know that people are used to thinking that the Saints defense sucks, but it's a different story right now, guys. I mean, you're not going to be able to have success with rookie receivers and freaking Zay Jones and Nelson Aguilar against a secondary that's full of all-pro players. I mean, take a look. Even the young guys that we got have some experience, and people regard them as being future Pro Bowlers or All-Pros, like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So, I mean, look, I'm not ruling it out, but like I said earlier in the show, if the Raiders are going to have success, it's going to be Josh Jacobs, because Josh Jacobs is that type of guy that is a superstar caliber player that if things click right, he could take over and he could be a guy that everybody knows the ball's going to Jacobs and you just can't stop it. So that's their best chance. If that doesn't out, then it falls to maybe Waller, where the Saints have been pretty solid against tight ends.
Hopefully, I'm hoping it falls to Waller and then Foster kind of feeds off that, because I'm really thinking Foster could be a pretty big factor. He dressed last week. He didn't do too much. I'm really hoping he comes out and makes a statement this game. Luis, go ahead.
I think he's super talented. He's coming off a tough luck injury plagued year, but I mean the talent is 100% there. I like Foster Moreau. And hey, if they're going to run a bunch of like 12 personnel or personnel packages that have two tight ends in the formation and Moreau's one of those, that's the type of a matchup that you're going to be able to exploit, because you might end up with Foster Moreau matched up on DJ Swearinger or an outside linebacker that's not, one of the better guys, and that's something that you could take advantage of. But I don't know that Moreau's back to that point yet. So it's early after a truncated offseason. So, I mean, you're going to have to see. Certain things you're just going to have to see, and they're wild cards. I'd put Moreau in that classification as a wild card for Monday night.
I think Renfro is going to be a wild card that night, too. It looked like the Bucs' little slot receiver out there kind of went out there and had a pretty good day against y'all. I'm really hoping Renfro can do the same out there. So, I mean, it is what it is.
The Saints, like right before the game came with the Bucs, the Saints' top slot type cornerback, PJ Williams, came up with a soft tissue injury, a hamstring tweak in practice. He ended up not being able to go. So the Saints were forced to put a depth guy in there, which was DJ Swearinger, who I know he's had some experience. He played for the Raiders for a minute.
We did.
But hey, I mean, say what you will about DJ Swearinger, but if you're looking at DJ Swearinger as your third string kind of nickel safety, you got a pretty deep team. So he came in there, he got exploited a little bit. I mean, keep in mind the Saints still beat Tampa by double digits. Look, I like Renfro. I think he's a dangerous slot receiver, but if PJ Williams is back and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is healthy and rotating around with Malcolm Jenkins, Marcus Williams, I mean, come on. Renfro catch a ball at 3rd and 6, he might catch a ball 6 yards, and then he's going to get hammered. So hopefully he got his depth right and he picks up that first down for y'all's sake. But Renfro's not going to be making a splash play that's going to be a difference.
Let's see here. Boy, Ruggs better play Monday, man. Dude, I'm telling you, he did not practice again today. It's kind of got me a little bit worried. I'm still thinking we're just resting him, making sure he's back to 100%. I want him to be able to get that speed out there. He has to. Hey, if you guys like the X's and O's breakdown, check out my boys. Tape Don't Lie, them boys study film and the Raiders offense and defense, and they really know their stuff. Larry, I'll definitely check that out. That's why I like being here in Sanjoku's channel. It's an open forum and really cool. I appreciate that, Larry. Thank you, man. Yeah, the channel is my favorite hands down compared to the fancy video. Dude, I don't know how to do editing, so you're never going to get it. It's always going to be live and straight for the heart. Ruggs is going to play since they got the finished game against the Panthers. He has the extra day to get healthy. It's going to be used. I think Ruggs is going to play. You think Ruggs will end up being a pretty big factor in this game as far as just being able to not necessarily stretch the field, but keep you guys from having to stack the box against Jacobs? And I'm really thinking that's going to help open Jacobs up a good bit. Just because if you do stack the box, I don't care who your corners are in one-on-one coverage, we're at least going to be able to take that shot, and you got to respect that.
You got to respect, like you say, you got to respect a guy that has that type of explosiveness like Ruggs, but he is a rookie. So, I mean, the speed of the game takes a little bit of time to adjust to. And, Ruggs hasn't had a full training camp. He's only had one game where he ended up kind of getting a little banged up, which is not great, but I'm not questioning his ability. I just question his ability to perform at a high level against the likes of Marshawn Lattimore or Janoris Jenkins with Marcus Williams over the top. So if they can get Ruggs going on some short passes, maybe some short slants or, smoke screens or end arounds or type of misdirection plays where they can get him the ball in space in short areas. He can do some damage after the catch. That's been an area where the Saints have kind of been not a weakness, but they can be taken advantage of from time to time in that space. So something like that to offset the pounding of Jacobs would be needed if you're going to have success in the game plan. That's your ultimate best bet.
See, I do believe that they're going to throw Rico Gafford into the lineup this week as well. Do you think a true just speed approach coming into this game, just a speed offense, because we have that, it's like part of this offense now, to we can go out there and just put a truly speed offense on the field, as opposed to just like a 2 tight end, possibly even 3 tight end sets out there and just working more of the power game? Which one do you think would come off better against just the Saints defense? Just a pure power, establish Jacobs, or just put the speed out there and really just let Carr try to spread you guys out and then find his matches out there?
Past few shows, I've heard Rico Gafford guy as being like Henry Ruggs light, super fast, super explosive guy. And I follow football, and I've never heard of the guy. So, I mean, he may have all of those tools, but he's never shown it to a point where he's making himself known on the big stage. I'm not worried about Rico Gafford, dude. I mean, really. You know what has been an area where the Saints have had some issues in the past? Taking a guy like whoever this guy is, Frank Gifford, and setting him deep and throwing the ball up and trying to draw a pass interference flag, because the Saints can get a little touchy-feely in plays like that. But I don't see this really being an issue where this guy's going to all of a sudden come off the practice squad and take over the game. I mean, come on.
That's fair. I'll give you that. That one I kind of do agree with you there. I could see it being more power for us this game. Really seeing us going out there establishing it.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but when was the last time that Carr really just dropped back and opened things up by throwing deep to Rico Gafford?
That is fair. When was the last time Carr dropped back and opened up and passed it to anybody?
Right, not doing it. So plan A is Josh Jacobs. Plan B is figuring things out by trying to run the offense through Waller and then still getting back to Jacobs. There is no plan C. Plan C is Carr dropping back and just heaving it up and trying to get it to an open man before the pass rush crushes him. You got to hope that Jacobs works. If Jacobs gets shut down and taken out of the game, you guys could get blown out for real.
That would be the worst case. I do not want to see us get blown out in our home opener and I would be devastated by that. Costas, what's going on, dude? I'm glad you could make it out, man. I've been thinking about this game. What I came up with is to take a page out of the opposing defense's playbook, mostly stack the box, use Abrams in the box. You think if we can, especially with Thomas not playing, we just kind of stack the box completely against you guys? It'll leave our corners kind of out on an island out there. I'm not too worried about Mullen. I think Mullen will be able to handle Sanders or whoever's over on his side. It'll come down to Arnett being able to play that, but he'll have Harris helping out, and then you can just kind of stick Abram in the box and see what happens. What do you think?
I think that's not a crazy plan, okay? I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that Drew Brees has a cannon for an arm, and if you stack the box, he's going to buy a little time and do a Deshaun Watson or Mahomes style, just chuck it 70 yards in the air to an open guy for a touchdown. That's not going to happen. But what you're not thinking of is the familiarity he has with this system, and that the timing that those routes come out at, to where he's going to see it at the line of scrimmage and he's going to make that decision to throw that ball. Then there's the Taysom Hill factor, which Taysom Hill is going to be playing in a lot of snaps, and he'll be in a variety of different situations, to where if you sleep on him, all of a sudden Taysom Hill's got the ball in his hand, and he is capable of chucking the ball 60 yards down the field on a rope. So if you sleep on that, you could get burned right there. I mean, like I said earlier, man, it's death by 1,000 cuts. If you sleep on any one of these factors, they could come back to bite you. I haven't even mentioned Deontay Man and special teams ace, and that dude's like lightning in a bottle. He's like he's like that guy Rico Gafford, only he's actually proven himself at this point and gotten himself voted a first-team All-Pro.
You guys do have a damn good special teams out there, just in every aspect of the special teams. The fact that you were holding Tampa Bay inside their 15 every time they started a drive is something that I do not want to see, and something that frustrated the crap out of Gruden last season, and we might see that again this season. The power to the P, what's happening, dude? I want to see turnovers, D-line pressure on Breeze, and the offense has to prove it can go toe-to-toe with anyone. That's what I want to see, too. I want to see Carr go out there and be able to go toe-to-toe with Drew Brees in this game. And I think it can happen, Power. I think it can happen out there.
Yeah, hey, turnovers are the great equalizer. If you're able to generate some turnovers or get some interior pressure or sneak around an edge and punch a ball out, hey, that changes everything. That takes everything else out the window. If you're able to create a turnover and all of a sudden you got the ball on R20, that's a game changer.
Derek Carr is going to go into this game just as confident as the last time we beat them, if not better. I'm right there with you, dude. I think Carr and Breeze, from what I understand, are actually pretty good friends, like off the field. They talk like through the off seasons. They talk just on the phone, going back and forth with each other. I really think they look forward to playing each other. I think it brings the best out in Carr, and I'm really hoping for a shootout on Monday night. I truly am. Yeah, we talked about his arm strength out there. His deep ball may not be deep, but he's a technician, and we can't sleep on that. And that's it. Like, if you let Drew Brees sit in that pocket, I don't care who your receivers are. He's going to end up picking you apart.
Okay. No doubt. Brees is coming into this game pissed, and as earlier, look at his stats since he joined the Saints on Monday night or in prime time. Drew Brees is unbelievable in primetime games. So, I mean, I expect him to have 300 yards and 4 or 5 touchdowns Monday night. And just to slap out the naysayers right across the jaw.
Pass rush is going to be huge for us. I'm not talking about hurries. We need sacks. I completely agree with you, real time. We have to be able to get pressure on this. I'm hoping that we start Hurst next to Malik Collins out there. They can generate enough attention in the middle to where they have to kind of bite or just kind of double team one of those two, which will free up either Farrell or Crosby on the outside. We're going to have to get that outside pass rush. I know you guys have 2 great tackles out there. I already see you shaking your damn head out there because you know it's not going to come. But our defensive line under Rod Marinelli right now, you know Marinelli's pissed. These guys did nothing last week, like nothing. It sucks to say it, but it is what it is. I really think he's going to have these guys fired up and coming out there quick. And I really think they're going to be jacked up being in this home opener, dude. I truly do. So you think Crosby can get through?
If it was a home opener, I'd be a lot more open to your argument. If you had that Raider Nation and those crazy guys in war paint and spiked shoulder pads in the end zone just going absolutely crazy, yeah, that's an advantage. But that's not going to be there in Las Vegas, man. It's going to be a joint practice on the Raiders' home field with no fans. So, whatever carries over as far as, hey, you're coming to our house, that goes away midway through the first drive. You think that piped-in fan noise is going to sway the Raiders to perform better, or it's going to distract the Saints? It's not. I mean, it sucks, and we felt it last week when we were in New Orleans, and we had no home field advantage because there is no crowd. The crowd is the home field advantage. It's not the venue. Come on. So, I mean, look, you guys aren't going to get pressure on the outside. We got the best tackle tandem in the league. You're going to have to stunt. I don't know, if how your linebackers are as far as blitzing goes, but if your linebackers are good at kind of attacking in the inside, crossing people up and blitzing from the inside, That could be a factor. Abram coming on a safety blitz, that could be a factor if he's coming up the middle. It's middle pressure that affects Breeze. If you come on the outside, he's going to step up and he's going to make a throw and he's going to gash you because he's great against the blitz. You got to get in his face and you got to make him be backing up and throwing off his back foot or not being able to see what's in front of him. That's how you affect Drew Brees.
If Breeze is releasing the ball in under 3 seconds, the pass rush will be non-existent. We have to have ball control and get at least 3 to 4 3 and outs.
I could see this. I could easily see this game being a low-scoring game. I'm talking like 13-10 going into the fourth quarter or getting close to the end of the third quarter. I could see the Saints struggling on offense, and I could see the Raiders struggling on offense as well against a really good Saints defense. And kind of being close. And that's exactly where you guys want it to be. You want it to be a 3, 6, 7, one-score game in the fourth quarter to where if a ball bounces your way or a big play happens your way, you can snatch the victory and get out of here. And if that happens, hey, that's great for you guys. I mean, I'm not sweating a loss to the Raiders that bad at this point in the season. It's a non-conference game.
That is very true.
What we do is that the Saints are already looking forward, and they're going to say, hey, Michael Thomas, maybe you could play this week, but you sit down, and we're going to look ahead to the Green Bay Packers, who the Saints have to face after this game against the Raiders, and maybe they look ahead and they take the Raiders win for granted. That's the way that a team can sneak up and really bite them. And if the Saints come up flat and kind of expecting like, hey, this is us, we're going to show up, the Raiders are going to lay down. I don't expect that from the Raiders. And I've seen the Saints get bitten doing that same type of junk in the past. So, I mean, if that happens, then, hey, more power to the Raiders for coming out and slapping some sense into the Saints if that's what they need.
See, our offense has to score every quarter. Yes, we do. If we do it like we did last week and we can end up dropping 30, I would be so damn happy. That would show, at least, if nothing else, it would show consistency in our offense, and I would love to see that, especially early in the season, especially with the way things are going. Saints defense is stout. Yes, they are. Sunjoku is probably in a green room getting ready for the show. This whole game is going to be based on how long their defense can be kept on the field. The longer they are kept on the field, the better our chances. They will tire out if our O-line does its job. I mean, that's true. That goes the same for both teams out there, though. I mean, if we can establish these long drives and keep the Saints defense on the field, it will. I think that'll be huge for us, and that'll kind of give us the advantage in the time of possession game, and Gruden does love that out there. But at the same time, we started to get a little bit gassed really late in the third, early in the fourth quarter of last week, and it showed. It showed out there in a major way. So hopefully, I don't watch many Saints games. I'm not going to lie to you. Do Saints establish like the long drives like the Raiders try to do, where it's like 10 to 12 plays and they just methodically march down the field, or are they more of like the KC? We're going to take our shots to kind of get these hits out there.
Hey, this will be the third time I've said it. In this book, it's death by 1,000 cuts. The Saints are not really a big play offense anymore. Actually, if you really take a close look at it, the Saints and the Raiders offenses are, the way that they do things are pretty similar as far as what they're after. The Saints are trying to get, 5 to 7 yards on first down. And then on second down, they're trying to get 3 to 5 yards on second down. And then that gives them an opportunity to reset the down at first. So they're not designing plays to throw the ball 40 yards downfield. They'll take their shots just like the Raiders will. But the Saints are trying to run the ball. They're trying to control the ball. They're trying to do a West Coast timing-based offense. But the difference between the Saints and like the old 49ers or Gruden's old Tampa Bay Buccaneers is that the Saints really rely a lot on different personnel packages that are going to exploit different matchups and different weaknesses that the defense puts out there for them to take advantage of. And a big part of that is Taysom Hill. a big part of that is going to be Ty Montgomery with Michael Thomas out. They're going to have Alvin Kamara lining up in the slot, lining up out wide, lining up at running back. They're going to have Alvin Kamara taking snaps out of a wildcat. They're going to have Kamara taking snaps in the wildcat with Latavius Murray right next to him. They're going to have him doing that same play with Murray next to him and Taysom Hill at tight end or Taysom Hill in the slot. And you don't know. I mean, Kamara could take the snap and throw it to freaking Taysom Hill. That's how they keep you unbalanced. That's how they keep you guessing, because everybody is a threat on just about every play.
Let's see here. Lee, what's happening, dude? Welcome to the show. The flag on the right looks better. I'll take that, dude. I like all my flags back there. We need some of those 10 to 12 play drives in the first half. We could win this. That's what I'm thinking. If we can establish those long drives and win the time of possession game, it might not be the 30-point game that we're all hoping for, but I really think it would give us a better shot at winning out there. Steven, what's up, man? I'm glad you could make it out. Oh, yes, well, welcome out, dude. Got Breeze in fantasy, but I'd take a fantasy L for a Raiders win. I'd take that all damn day. Stumbling, what's up, dude? This is Cool Joku. I like this type of content. Hello to your Saints brother. Derek, what's up, dude? Tell your brother this in a loud voice. Dig sideline, touchdowns, Vikings win.
that dude came through last time, didn't he?
That was pizza last time. Everybody.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that.
Diego, what's up, dude? I'm glad you can make it out. Question for your brother. How is your guys' overall secondary? That's the question.
As far as how the secondary is?
Yes.
Look, the Saints have struggled in their secondary. They have had good corners, but then they haven't had a complementary corner. Or they've had a good strong safety, and they've struggled to find a free safety that can make it work. Or they've had some pieces in place, and their slot cornerback is garbage, and that can be exploited. I can tell you this with 100% confidence. Haven't been a Saints fan since the Dome Patrol in like the early mid-'80s. This might be the best secondary the Saints have ever had. They have 2 number 1 caliber cornerbacks on the outside. In the slot, they go 2 deep with slot defenders that can be playing at a top-notch level, borderline Pro Bowl level. And then they have safety and safety depth that allows them to, take a blow at one of those 2 safety positions, which are really good. I don't know if you all know a lot about Marcus Williams, but I'll tell you this. He's going to be a free agent at the end of this year, and I'll bet you anything that Joku's having YouTube shows about the Raiders should go after Marcus Williams because he's a ball-hawking free safety. He's young. He's fast. Yes, he whiffed on 1 tackle versus Diggs in a playoff game, and that's going to be his legacy in New Orleans, and a lot of Saints fans hate him for it. But dude is a top-level safety. He's a ball-hawking free safety. He's going to make a lot of money next offseason. Malcolm Jenkins has a Super Bowl ring, All-Pro strong safety. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, P.J. Williams, D.J. Swearinger. I mean, the Saints have an excellent secondary, and I would make the argument that they are among the top 1, 2, or 3 secondaries top to bottom in the entire NFL. And this is a very bad matchup for the Raiders.
All right, let's see here. Jason, what's up, dude? I'm glad you could make it out. What's up, man? I hope you're having a great day. I'm done with the Trent man. If he doesn't play this week, he's out the door. I don't know. If he doesn't play this week, I would tell you right now, I truly think that he will definitely be on the trade block and just kind of see what is happening with him out there. But we need him to play this week because I'm telling you right now, we need our entire offensive line to be activated for this game and to be ready to go. I know Rodney Hudson out there, he has not practiced the past 2 days, but it is not injury related. Not worried about that. Richie Incognito has not practiced the past 2 days, and he has something up with his Achilles. So that I am kind of worried about because if for some reason Richie did not play and Trent Brown did not play in this game, that defensive front would eat us alive out there. Like just truly eat us alive out there. Just the fact that we're going to possibly have either Sam Young, if he's ready to go, or a swing guard playing our right tackle position. Even though Good played an incredible game last week, I still don't want to see him face to face with Cam Jordan on the outside. I think that would just destroy us out there, and that would kill me, man. Someone said Ruggs practiced today. Why you capping on it? Yeah, dude, Ruggs did not. From everything I read and saw, he was not on that practice field today. Our offense has some good schemes out there. We are going to open up in a big way, feed JJ. That's what we were talking about, Richie. Just feed JJ the ball and let him carry us and try to set it up the way that we can out there. Everyone hating on Harris. It's been one game. Everyone's rusty. Just saw something in him. Give it time. The Raiders did see something in Eric Harris. I don't know how familiar you are with Eric Harris out there. He has a great backstory. He fought his way onto this team. He's made it through 2 camps now and really just keeps winning the coaches over. When he's on the field, he does have a tendency to get burned by the double moves. And I don't know. He does need to step up in a big way. You got any thoughts on Eric Harris out there?
I like Eric Harris. You know what team that Eric Harris broke through with to get into the NFL? It was the Saints. He came from the CFL, and the Saints signed him as a safety and had him through, 1 or 2 training camps. I mean, I remember being on the Eric Harris saying, hey, we may have got ourselves a gem from the CFL. He's a hard worker. He's a big hitter. He's an athletic guy. He's got the size. He's got the profile. It didn't work out for the Saints. And go to the Raiders. I've seen him make a few plays for the Raiders over the time that he's been there, and I've been a fan. I mean, I'm happy for Eric Harris. I am a fan of his. But I'm not sure if he's a viable starting safety for an NFL team that has deep playoff aspirations or championship aspirations. I'm not sure. He would be an excellent depth safety and special teams ace. That's what I'll say about Eric Harris, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that you can have a real respectable. I'm a fan of those guys, but I'm just not sure if Harris is a playoff caliber, deep run, championship, whatever you want to say, caliber safety, starter wise.
Let me ask you this just real quick, just because we are talking about the safety position. Would you take Heath over Harris?
It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Me personally, I like Harris better. I've seen Heath with a good secondary around him be the weak link in that secondary. So, he's a tough guy. He's going to come up. He's going to stick his head in there. He's going to try to, be a tough, scrappy player in run support. But I think the upside with Harris is better than Heath. But at this point, all things being equal, you're not getting an improvement from one to the other right now.
Keep jumping back into these Renos. What's going on, man? I'm glad you can make it out. Do you think Ruggs will play? Yes, I do think Ruggs will play this weekend. I think we're just resting him up. Jason, yes, I agree with you. I want to see Joyner at safety and Amik at the nickel spot. Luis, I don't know if you will see that, especially this game. I don't think we're going to change too much up going into this game. I think it's still going to be Harris back there. You're still going to have Joyner sitting out there. I think us missing Kwiatkowski is going to keep us from really changing anything up that much. And I really don't think that Amik is ready to take over that nickel spot. If there was a change at that nickel spot, I'm still thinking that, I just totally spaced it. Not Nick Nelson. Nixon will go in there and end up taking that over. Some games he looks like a Pro Bowl. Other games he's nowhere to be found. Yes, that is a straight fact. Talking about Harris out there. I think we're just letting Ruggs West. He'll probably practice tomorrow. And then he's going straight in. I think you're right about that, Luis. I hope that you're right about that.
But why? Why would you miss almost a week's worth of practice thinking that he can just he'll be fine, he'll just go in? I mean, if he does, you're probably looking at a pretty limited route tree, pretty limited playbook, with him as the focal point in it if he's able to play this week. Now, hey, like I said before, Ruggs is a dynamic, explosive playmaker, and maybe he makes the most of those plays, but, I mean, if he's missing the better part of the week of practice, I mean, that's going to hurt him. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt what he can do.
Let's see, Josh Jacobs has great balance compared to most backs. after he's had his first contact. It's nice to see. Yes, Josh Jacobs, he's going to be a major part of this game, but I do love seeing him just make that first move, get that first contact, and then just rolling through even to that third level out there. I'm really thinking he snaps your streak out there.
I think I saw that Jacobs in week 1 led the NFL in the amount of broken tackles or yards after contact that he had. I think he had something like 10 broken tackles.
Yes.
I mean, hey, I said it right from the start. It's sick. Jacobs is the real deal. I wish that we had Jacobs. You know, I like him as much as I like Kamara. He's not the versatile weapon that Kamara is, but if you're looking for a running back that you're going to pound the rock with and that has the upside to throw that swing pass or throw a wheel route to, yeah, I mean, you can't. Jacobs is right there, man. He's right there among the very elite in the league. That's why I said, look, their offense has got to run through Jacobs. And if he gets off, y'all got a shot. Y'all got a real shot. And you got the offensive line to do it too. If they're healthy, y'all got the offensive line to make Jacobs have some success against anybody. Not just us. I'm talking about anybody. It's just a matter of getting it done.
We're coming up on that hour mark. Let me give some quick shout outs here. Barry, what's going on, dude? I'm glad you could make it out. Anthony, what's going on? Don, I'm glad you made it out. Raiders defense isn't going to be the problem for Breeze. Stop capping. Dude, I really think the Raiders defense is going to be a major problem for Drew Brees. I think we're going to get that interior pressure, and that's going to take Brees off his mark. I think if our defensive ends cannot get in there, they're going to get their hands up enough to stop those little outside passes. And I really think if we get into some tight man coverage and force everything over the middle and let Abram feed again, it's going to look damn good for us as far as that goes. I see you smiling. What do you got?
Nah, I mean, I get it, man. I mean, I'm a fan of my team, and I'm going to tell the situations and the scenarios that work out for my team. Let's give our score predictions, man, and wrap it up, because my girls got games in the morning.
No, I feel you. My boys got a game tomorrow morning too. All right, so score predictions. I will go ahead and start this off. I'm kind of not leaning towards it being a low-scoring game. I really think these guys are going to go out there and shoot it out, especially being Monday night. I think Brian Edwards is going to be way more involved. I think Ruggs is going to play. I think he's going to be able to stop the Saints from stacking the box out there, and it's going to allow them to really get Jacobs going. It's going to free up everybody else, including Waller and Foster out there. I see us dropping another 30 out there. I'm calling this game 31-27, Raiders win.
That's fair. I mean, hey, I think that's a solid prediction. If things go your way, that's going to be the type of score that's going to get you all the win. So, you know, I respect it. My personal opinion is that, you know, Breeze is going to continue to show a little bit of rust, maybe a little bit of age. I think you go into the fourth quarter Monday night with a close game, maybe one score, like 20-13 Saints or 24-17 Saints. I mean, it's close. Raiders are in striking distance. And then I honestly think that it's going to be like it's going to come down to special teams. It's going to be a blocked field goal or a punt return for a touchdown or a kick return for a touchdown from Deontay Harris. That's going to give the Saints a little bit of breathing room. Maybe they add a late field goal because, I mean, the Saints are a team that even if they have a lead, they're going to attack from start to finish. So add a late field goal. I'm going to say final score prediction, Saints 30, Raiders 23.
All right. It is what it is. We'll find out on Monday night. Well, dude, I can't thank you enough for coming out on the show. I really do appreciate it. I know you love this team. I love the Saints as much as I love the Raiders out there, so I truly appreciate you putting your insight out there. For all you guys that came out tonight, I hope you did enjoy this. I love having my brother on the show just because we do go back and forth, and this has been like a family rivalry forever. So it is what it is. Do you have any final thoughts you want to put out there before I wrap it up?
Look, you know, whichever way it goes, you know, if the Saints win, I'm going to be happy. If the Raiders win, I'm still going to be kind of happy. Look, I think that the Saints are going to have a successful year, and I think that, you know, when at the end of the day, if the Raiders win this game, it's going to mean a lot more for the Raiders, who I've said, hey, I got a soft spot for y'all. If the Raiders win this game, it's going to go a long way. It's going to prove that they are legit contenders. If they keep it close, it's going to prove that they're a legit talented team that can play with anybody. So if the Raiders end up pulling it out, I'm going to be happy for Joe. I'm going to be happy for all y'all, because I mean, you've gone through some tough times and you deserve a winner. But if it doesn't go your way, look, don't come crashing down, guys. I mean, the Saints are among the better teams in the entire league. They're a Super Bowl contender, legit, and it's a non-conference game. So learn from it. Hopefully Gruden learns from it. If it's a loss, you guys can make the adjustments, continue to make the improvements, continue to gel as a team, get healthy. Raiders got a lot of talent, man. I appreciate you having me, Joe. Look, keep it up. Keep up the good work. You guys are a great fan base. You remind me of my own fan base. So much love and good luck.
All right, Nation, you guys heard it. I appreciate you guys all coming out tonight. I truly do. I know I wasn't able to hit as many of the comments as I normally do, but I really wanted to take a deep dive into this and really take a close look at this game. I'll be back in the next day or two just so I can get with you guys and we can just continue to break this thing down. Like I said, Mike, thank you so much again for coming out. If you guys could, just please click that like button on your way out. It really does help me out and keeps me growing out there. Until next time, guys, I'm Sun Joku. We will see you guys later.